Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I am in Taipei right now. This is my first overseas trip in over half of a decade. I used to travel a lot. I would go to a computer Olympiad conference once a year. I had backgammon tournaments. For a time, I was dating somebody in Europe, and obviously my grandparents here. And so I used to travel a lot. But then something happened in China, which is one of the currencies that I have here. That stopped me from traveling for quite some time, and then I got some fears because I would be watching on the news and there would be a lot of people getting into fights on airplanes. I have anxiety as it is, so I didn't want to travel during that either. And then when I went to get my travel bag, I found so much currency in all sorts of countries, and it just brought back a lot of memories and a lot of what I've been missing out over the last 5 years. I hope to be traveling more again in the next 5 years. One of my least favorite trips was when I took a trip to Macau. Macau is a gambling town, obviously, and I have a lot of anxiety. And the conference was held in a hotel in a casino, and I had to go through the casinos every day. I remember walking past one blackjack table, and this guy had bet a lot of money, about the equivalent of 10,000 US dollars. And when he got the cards, there was a four, and he went because four is unlucky. He won the hand, but he was still upset about seeing the four, if I remember correctly. Obviously, my favorite trips were in Poland. Uh, the cost of living there is a lot less. In fact, at one time, I was teaching at Washington Technology University, and I didn't get a contract. So instead, what I did was I packed everything into my car and found somewhere really cheap to park, and I took a trip to Poland. And just the cost savings of being in Poland made up for the fact that for the flight there. And so I actually saved money by going to Poland during my break that time. Uh, right now, Japan is really cheap, but of course, they have all those nuclear accidents. And I've also taken a few side trips to China on my way to Taiwan. Sometimes I get to stay there for an overnight on a layover. And I used to live very close to the Canadian border. I would play backgammon tournaments there. I discovered that sometimes when I bring home Canadian coins, I could go to Walmart and use them at self checkout. So I was scamming them a few cents out of every coin. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.